My name is Paul Dayton, and I am a marine ecologist. I work at Scripps Institution of Oceanography in La Jolla, California. Now, the tool that is being worked on right now is a small ROV that can go through the ice. It gets through small holes as opposed to the really big holes that are necessary for divers and for the traditional ROVs. This new tool allows ecologists to survey the bottom in all sorts of areas, much deeper than divers can go, and also into ice conditions that would be far too dangerous for divers to try to work through. It could thread its way down through tide cracks that are going through maybe 100 feet of ice, for example. So one could take that tool and take it into some very new and interesting areas in what I consider the most interesting marine ecosystem for a scientist to study in the world. So the tool does a tremendous job of doing that sort of thing. Now, what we tried to do in the 60s and 70s was do, by diving, bottom survey. So we have a lot of data on the bottom conditions, but we also looked at larval settlement, and we tried to find out how the invertebrate larvae settle across these gradients. And we put settling plates down, on the bottom and in the water column to find out if the larvae were associated with just the bottom or up in the water column as well. So we have settling surfaces that are floating off the bottom as much as 100 feet, and these things are scattered across the sound. So those were put in the 70s, and they're giving us really interesting baseline, if I could just somehow get back and collect them. But the idea is that if you hang settling surfaces in the water column in different places, you'll find the patterns of the larval transport. So those are the structures that we have in place, and the transects that we have in place. They were all set up between the middle 1960s and 1974. From the earliest days, a lot of people went to the Antarctic thinking that it was heroic. And I think that people that think that they're doing difficult research and that they're proud of themselves for being heroes usually don't do such good science. Very fortunately, there's a long history of excellent science in the Antarctic.